Nice. Hey guys, Sean Hammond with PremierGuitar.com here with Winter NAMM 2015 in Anaheim. We've got Craig on guitar, we've got Scott here. Scott, you guys have like 5 really cool new models. I mean, you have a lot of stuff new here, but we're going to focus on 5 guitars, and Craig here is playing this cool new Dread. Want to tell us about it?
Sure. It's the 50th anniversary of our iconic D-35 model. So in honor of that model, which in fact could have been born out of maybe our first realization that wood is not forever. And Craig, if you wouldn't mind flipping it. You know, we make the D-28 out of 2-piece back, and we were realizing we were rejecting a lot of great Brazilian because of its size. It wasn't able to fulfill a 2-piece back sizing requirement. So someone came up with the idea to do a 3-piece back, and D-35 was born. We lightened the braces a little bit because 3 pieces linearly are a little stiffer. And the D-35 was still in our line, a big seller, so 50-year anniversary. This guitar has Madagascar rosewood sides and back, a Brazilian center wedge, and a Brazilian head plate. And there's a little bit of ephemera. If you purchase one of these guitars, which is limited to a 100-piece run, you'll get our D-35 hatch poster. And
this is beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Thank you so much.
And the top is spruce.
It is
Engelmann?
spruce.
Or?
It is a certified European spruce. It would have been European spruce back in '65, and that's what we replicated it with today. The only updated feature, I think, is a faster neck, a more modern performance
like
neck.
A medium D profile type thing?
It's what we call a performance, our performance series taper, modified.
Modified low oval. Yeah.
All right, cool. Can we hear that a little bit before we go to another guitar? Very nice, Craig. All right, let's swap out this baby and get another guitar in here. Okay, Scott, so next up we have one of the beautiful specimens from a whole new line you guys have called the Authentic series.
Well, the Authentic series is our most historically accurate build. Hide glue complete, as many tone woods as we've used in the past. I mean, you'll see Madagascar substituted for the Brazilian. But this is the belle of the ball with the Authentics, but I'd like to talk about some new value-added upgrades we did to the Authentic line that even though the Authentic is just the premier guitar in our line as far as sounding and historical accuracy, we added a new finish to the series. We're using what we're called vintage gloss, which is slightly less glossy than the OM-45. Back in that day, only the 45 series guitars, the highly ornamented guitars, came with that polished gloss. So we backed that finish down to more closely replicate the original finish. And all the tops on the Authentic series, except the Koa top, and braces, are now torrefied. So we're really mastering our torrefaction process to the spruce, producing an open bell-like chime that is really harkens back an open top that's been aged for 80 years. We're able to pinpoint the decade that we want to replicate. So with that said, this is an OM-45 Deluxe. We're offering 11 of these, and as
wow, just 11.
Yes, sir, a very exclusive 11. This one is Brazilian, back and sides, Adirondack top, has beautiful engraved solid pearl banjo tuners, and just exquisite.
Let's hear that a little bit, Craig. Awesome. All right, next up, Scott. So we've got a mini Dread here. What's it called?
All right, new Dreadnought Junior Series. You know, any other show, I think we would have led with this guitar. And it's kind of overshadowed by just all the new products that we're bringing to the floor this year.
I imagine this is quite a different price range from what we've been looking at so far, right? This is more...
It's a $7.99, includes a padded bag, solid wood guitar, 24-inch scale. It's about a 3/4 size Dreadnought, solid neck, and we expect them to just fly off the shelf so much that we only have capacity for a certain number this year, so we expect this to be sold out to our dealer and distributor network by the end of this weekend easily.
Very nice. Now, as Craig was flipping it around, I see that there's some controls for some electronics, a volume and tone control. What's the system in there?
Indeed, plug and play. There's a Fishman Sonotone under saddle pickup, exits the end pin hole, and volume and a tone contour wheel under the lip of the sound hole. So it's ready to go. Sit around the couch, kid's guitar, and I think it's going to record real well. The balance of the sapele and the spruce top, it's going to print real nice on tape.
Nice. Craig, do you mind strumming a couple chords? Got a nice voice to it. It's smaller, so obviously there's not as much bass, but I mean you could actually use that as for sort of a precision arrangement tool. If you have sort of a full frequency tune that you're trying to fit some acoustic in, that could really wedge into the mix nicely.
Appears a little bit more delicate, certainly.
All right, so last but not least, this guitar has been screaming at me from the wall up here, like just the color, the size, everything. It's gorgeous. Tell us about it, Scott.
It's our 8th rendition of Chris Martin's CEO series. So he took our largest body style, which is the Grand J, and wrapped it in a cowboy-looking guitar. And we utilized our headstock from our Archtop series that we had a couple years ago and over the years. And we have a torified Sitka top and sycamore sides, back, and neck on this guitar. So sycamore resembles mahogany in its sound. It's a real balanced sound, and it sounds like a Martin.
Sycamore has a real nice pattern to it there. Craig, do you mind playing that for us before we head out?
Not at all.
Or I guess before we hear it, well, let's have Craig lead us out. But is there anything else you want to tell us about it before he heads out?
Obviously, just a beautiful bursted guitar on the body, neck. It's gloss complete and beautiful thin pickguard in with a thematic purple Martin on the pickguard.
All right, now actually before we have Craig lead us out, you wanted to mention these new strings, right?
Surely. We consolidated the packaging of our strings, really organized it up for the consumer, made it really simple, produced 6 individual packs for each string. We used to have 3 packages to make it easy for changing in the evening. We have a new flow wrap packaging, which keeps your strings fresh, keeps the humidity out. We ship internationally. That would make a lot of sense. And a new proprietary treatment for our treated strings. So our SP lifespan strings that last a long time. We have an in-house treatment system now, so we're really hitting on all cylinders in the string department.
So Scott, tell us a little bit more about that process. Is it a string life lengthening thing, or?
Oh, certainly. It keeps the dirt and grime out of your string. It's a dipping process. It's very, very thin. The strings sound new for a long, long time. So it doesn't choke the string as coated strings might do. So just the lifespan strings have been just a big hit for us.
All right, cool. So let's head out. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Craig. Craig, let's hear this beautiful guitar on our way out.